Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. It is a beautiful day today. I thank you all for joining me for another video reaction. My name is Omar Shekli, and I do a lot of content which is pretty unusual and pretty necessary. Talking about a lot of issues going around in the world, but also about spirituality, true spirituality, not belief systems or anything like that, but spiritual science and the knowledge, the gnosis of life and the universe and self, which is, human beings and all other life forms. Anyways, without further ado, let's get to the video. So today we're going to be reacting or responding, as I like to say, to Sadhguru's this little clip I found of Sadhguru, which was just posted very recently, I think today, and it speaks of how to handle sexuality. Now, before we get into the video, let's just make a little disclaimer. For those who know Sadhguru, for those who don't know Sadhguru, first of all, he's a yogi, a mystic, a visionary, and I happen also to have practiced yoga under him. He is one of the very few authentic yogis and mystics in the world, promoting and teaching and spreading true classical yoga, not the type of yoga that what he calls is the studio yoga, but real authentic yoga with its traditions and forms and everything. For those who know Sadhguru, I know that people can find him sometimes pretty frustrating. I understand because I also watch him, and he oftentimes does not address the questions directly or give a solution directly. Aside from all that, he is not really the best judge when it comes to how to handle sexuality. This is not to judge him. We all respect and love him very dearly, but it is not his field of expertise. He is not someone who has had the types. Let me say this. He is not someone that people today can relate to in terms of sexuality. That's what I really want to say. Because a lot of people who ask him about sexuality and how to handle sexuality and how to calm my sexuality down and, how to not waste my sexual energy and all these things. He gives really good answers, but very simple and very he does not really seem to understand the the hardships that people go through in terms of sexuality today. He does not know what's going on in the sexual world, sexual aspect of things of today. He didn't even know how much percentage of pornographic content existed on the internet. And he did not even, he's not someone who really indulged in these things before, clearly and obviously. So he does not really know the implications of all these things. A lot of people are very uncomfortable asking him real direct questions about their twisted fantasies and about how, how they have some fetishes and all these things. And I can see that a lot of people try to ask him and they don't want to be too direct with it. And then he doesn't really meet them halfway, you know what I mean? He just goes and sexuality, it's just for giving birth, and yeah, there's a pleasure aspect to it, and just focus on other stuff, just very simple answers like that. He does not really give off that kind of energy where he's you know what, I know exactly what you're going through, and here's what I have to say. You know what I mean? So anyway, let's start the video and then we can talk about it, okay? All right, let's get going. Let me mute my microphone so that you don't get the echo. All right, here we go.
They're telling me 70% of the content on the internet is pornography. See, we have a biology, we cannot put it under the carpet, it's there. Body has its needs, as there is physical hunger, so there is sexuality. You have to address it in some way, but to what extent is your choice. Biology is the front end of a bull. It's okay for him, that's all he knows. But biology should not be the front end of a human life. So at different stages of life, there are some times you only think about it and talk about it, there are some times you indulge in it. These are passing phases of life, but definitely it should not be the front end of your life because you're rolling back evolutionary scheme of putting your intelligence and consciousness in the front.
So yeah, that's exactly what we were talking about. Cats, come cats. Here's my kitty, Biao. Come here, Biao. Come here, Chinese. That's exactly what we were talking about just earlier. You see, the video talks about how to handle sexuality. And then the answer to that is Sadhguru saying, well, sexuality should not be the front end of your life. That is not the answer to how to handle sexuality, Sadhguru, with all due respect. And with all due respect to his fans, because I'm also an Isha practitioner, I'm also a student, a disciple of Isha. But I'm not a blind follower or not try to see the… it's not let… I don't try to ignore what doesn't make sense or, you know, like just being real. He does that a lot. This video does not really answer how to handle sexuality. It just says, well, you know, sex should not be the front end of your life. For a bull, it's fine. That's all he knows. Yeah, that is true, Sadhguru. But the question is how, not what. The question is not what is sexuality. And he's like, well, you know, sometimes it comes, sometimes it goes. It's a natural phase. Yeah, we all know this. You didn't say anything new. So I don't want to seem like I'm criticizing Sadhguru because that's not what I'm trying to do. Rather, let me attempt to give you my perspective on how to handle sexuality. So, unlike Sadhguru, I know what we all go through because I've been through it a lot too. So, you know, all these different kind of fetishes and porn and, you know, fantasies of all kinds. And I mean, you know, these things are people who know what erotic novels contain, what porn films or erotic films rather that used to have before contain, even today. Like, we know the themes, we know what they are, we know what so, and we know that it is not what it used to be. Before, it used to be just, you know, erotic themes and just a nice story with some erotic things in it, you know? Now it's just purely sex, you know, and it's not just like erotic, it's like, it's very hardcore, it's very raw, you know? It's getting to a point where it's more and more ugly. Like, because sex is like, it's always nicer and beautiful and more attractive when it belongs to, when there is a theme behind it, you know what I mean? When there's a, you know, some kind of story behind it, when there's some kind of beauty behind it, some kind of connection behind it, some kind of eye contact, even when it's just sex. Even when it's just sex. You know, so But then we see that a lot of these sexual urges and fantasies are being deviated to an unhealthy way, like harm and more harm. I mean, even the Kama Sutra talks about a little pain can stimulate pleasure, but little pain. But now we see in porn like extreme pain, you know what I mean? Things that can almost give, I mean, it can almost give anyone nightmares, you know what I mean? Like it's too much. The screams and this, it's kind of like many times I've seen things like this and I'm like, this is not sex, and then I just turn it off. I'm like, come on, what is this? This is just pure, this is just straight up brutality. It's not really, it's not even sex anymore, you know what I mean? It's like, it's shocking. Like and I understand that the more you see that or indulge in that, I can see how one can start to develop a taste for that. And that, unfortunately, is the aim of some of these, or most, or a lot, I should say, of this content of today and of the past maybe decade or so, or maybe more. So Sadhguru does not really seem to be aware of these implications that people go through with sexuality. I know because I'm a contemporary, more contemporary than him, as I'm sure a lot of you are. I'm sure a lot of you are more contemporary than me, you know? But you see, so a lot of the old generation, like Sadhguru, don't really know what sex has become. For them, it's just like what it used to be in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, maybe even the 90s. It is not like that anymore, Sadhguru. And I hope someone in his team can actually explain this to him, that it has become something far different, far uglier. It's not just a sexuality thing, because, you know what I mean? It's like sex is being used as a weapon to dumb down a society, to to turn people into dangerous psychopaths. It's no longer like, oh, I'm just a pervert, I just love sex. No, Sadhguru, it's much more than that. So, how to handle sexuality? For those of you who are struggling with porn and are watching some disturbing kind of porn, or maybe not even that disturbing, but just, you know, like hardcore stuff, I would suggest this. Here's my list of solutions. First, start off with try to, you know, like if you have some kind of fantasy that you're ashamed of, or that you feel is not nourishing your soul, or that, you know what I mean, is like you love it in the moment, but when you're finished, you're like kind of disturbed. Let me tell you this. Start off by enjoying more like natural kind of erotic videos, like hetero normal sex, you know what I'm saying? No other kind of penetration kind of thing, just normal sex, you know what I mean? This is just an example. Like, what I'm trying to say is, if your choice of sexuality is a little too extreme, try to start watching things less extreme and developing a taste for that, because I know you've had the taste for that before. No human being is born having a taste for extreme kind of things that we see on porn today. People had to go through like the normal kind of sex, the romance kind of sex, and then a little hardcore kind of sex, and then some different kind of penetrations, and then maybe you go to some homosexual stuff, and then some whatever kind of stuff, and then some, you know what I mean? And then Some people even go to bestiality, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of extremes. There's a lot of extremes. I don't know which one you're suffering with or struggling with, you know, I should say. But whatever the case is, and even maybe you don't have such an extreme tendency of sex. Maybe you just love normal sex. You know, there's a lot of people who just love normal sex, vaginal sex, heterosex. You know, if you're watching too much of that, just try to watch a little bit less. Try to. I mean, in that case, I would say, yeah, work out more, find more activities to do. Don't stay alone too much. Get out in the world, make friends, meet people. Don't spend too much time alone at home or alone in front of a screen, because that's when the devil tempts you and hey, listen, hey, you got nothing to do. Like, why not just, why not just watch this? And, it's fun. It'll feel good. Yes, it is fun. Yes, it'll feel good. But you know what? This is not a morality thing, guys. Let me just be really clear on that. If you want to understand how to deal with sexuality, I always make the comparison between sex and food. So just like food is delicious. I mean, why else do people eat food? Because it's delicious. Because, I mean, that's the type of food that people love to eat. Food that comforts you, food that makes you feel lethargic because you don't know what to do with your energy. You got energy, but your energy is all over the place. It makes you feel lost. So what do? You numb yourself down with food. And then you feel lethargic, and then you feel like, okay, now I can get some peace. So food is necessary for our nourishment, for our growth. But food can also be used in a way that will harm you, same as sex. So I'm not talking about sex as being a bad thing, just like I'm not talking about food being a bad thing. But if you misuse food, just like you misuse sex, now you're harming yourself. And sex is it has a different kind of harm than, because food, it can give you a stomach ache, it can make you gain weight, it can even make you depressed because it affects your liver, it shuts down your liver, it overwhelms your liver. And when the liver is overwhelmed, is stressed, then the mind, or becomes stressed. Energy flow, blood flow even, is not optimized, is not optimized. And so certainly you're going to start feeling lazy, lethargic, as we said earlier. And when you have no energy to do anything, maybe you have some moments of peace because now you're no longer all over the place, but now you have no energy even to feel alive. So you are bound to feel depressed if you overdo it. Just like sex. You see, our energy, when consumed through sex, I mean, in a healthy way, it is good. It is good. It can benefit you a lot. It can benefit your state of consciousness. It can give you some ease. It can even release tension. But if you overdo it, what you're doing is you're wasting that energy of life, that life force that you have, whether you're a man or woman, but especially if you're a man and you're wasting your sperm too much, that you have no, when you start to masturbate or have sex even, and when you orgasm, but nothing comes out anymore, no sperm comes out, that is a clear sign that you should stop for a while, That should never happen. Or even if it does, it should be like something that occurs extremely rarely. You know what I mean? You always gotta give yourself rest in order for your body to regenerate its energy, its sexual energy, its, the semen. But it is not advised to keep doing it until you reach that point. So it's coming. Yeah. Sorry about that. My cat is doing something. I don't know what she's doing. But so that's what I have to say. So if you're struggling with porn, for example, don't be alone for too long. Try to like reduce your alone time. And if you're depressed and you're just shutting off from the world and just indulging in these things, please seek help immediately. Please. It doesn't have to be like a professional or anything. Just meet friends. That's also a way to seek help. You know, there's help that even a psychiatrist or a professional cannot give you. Seek help. Get closer to God. Get closer to the divine. If you're religious, read your Bible. Read your Quran. You know, meditate, pray. This is not to escape your sexuality. This is not an escape. This is just a coming back to yourself. And because when you go too far into those things, you lose yourself. So you come back to yourself. You are centered again. Exercise, very important. Also very important. Don't stay up late. It's very, very, very extremely important. Don't stay up late. Start sleeping early. Well, I can't sleep early. I don't feel sleepy when it's early. I only feel sleepy when it's like 4 or 5 a.m. or whatever, even 2 a.m. or whatever. So what should I do? Well, I'll tell you what you should do. Okay, if you can't sleep early, fine. But you know what? Next morning, don't wake up late. Wake up early. Ah, but I can't. I'm going to be sleepy. I don't care. You're going to wake up late. You're going to wake up early. Put your alarm, whatever you have to do to wake up early and go out. Don't worry. You're going to have enough rest in order to go out and just breathe fresh air. Wake up with the sun. You know? Just wake up as early as you can. Don't sleep in, you know what I mean? And go about your day. Take a day off if you're working, if you can. Or if you can't, you know. You're supposed to wake up early anyway, so it's good too. But these things, you know, like usually people who don't really have anything to do during the day are the ones who suffer with these things. So if you have nothing to do, or if you're not working or anything like that, just go out. Just go out. Just go for a walk. Go to a garden if you have one around your area. If you don't, just go out. Go to the beach. Just go. Just don't stay alone. Just go out. Try to communicate with people. Just, you know, it is extremely harmful for us to just constantly be alone in a world where there's so many people. And I know that it's not just you. I know that a lot of people all over the place, no one is talking to no one. Everyone is on their phone. I know that even if you want to communicate or talk to people, they're going to maybe think you're weird. It doesn't matter. Just talk. Just talk. Because that's what we're supposed to do as human beings. We're social animals. We're social creatures. Just say hello. It doesn't matter if no one talks to you or whatever. Just say hello. People will appreciate it. It's okay. Don't worry about being weird to them. Hello is always a nice thing. You don't even have to say hello and try to go there to talk. Just say hello. If someone says hello and stops, you keep talking. That's fine. That's how we make friends. That's how we meet new people. You know, it doesn't have to be on the street if you see that that's not working, or, you know, it can be anywhere else. Go to a library. Go to, you know, a place where people gather. Go to a public space. you know? Look for some activities, you know? So there's a lot of things you can do. Or, of course, if you have friends, meet up with your friends, meet up with your family. Help someone. Just anything that you need to do in order to connect. Connect with people. Don't stay alone. Connect. Loneliness comes when we are not connected. It's not about not having people around us. There's a lot of people around us, as you can see. Everyone's walking around you. No one's talking to anybody. Everyone is lonely. But everyone is together, but everyone's lonely. We need connection. Look for that connection. Encourage others to look for that connection, because you know what? You're not the only one going through this difficult situation. You're not the only one struggling with loneliness. There's a whole lot of people just like you, maybe even worse. Certainly worse. Just lonely. Don't know what to do about it. Maybe they're not even seeing videos or seeking help. They just got too used to it. They're just alone all the time. Yeah, they're going to feel weird if you talk to them because they're not used to it. It doesn't mean that they don't appreciate it. They don't know what to do about it. But you know what? Make them feel comfortable. Like, hey, I just want to say hi. You know, you look great. You have a beautiful smile, or or if they're not smiling, just advise them. Try to smile. A little often. I'm sure you got a great smile. Right? I'm sure you got a great smile. I know you got a great smile. If you say that, man, nobody can help but just burst out a smile or burst out laughing. Then you're going to be like, hey, see, I told you. Oh, my God, your smile's great. I love your smile. Oh, my God, what's your name? I'm so-and-so. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. So what do you do? How's it going? Just talk. Connect. We need that. We need that more than anything. When you do these things, you will see your energies, which were stuck in the lower dimensions of life, which is where sexuality and pleasure are. If your energies are stuck there and you start to connect with people this way, believe me, you're going to feel it yourself. You don't even have to be someone who has studied or practiced mysticism or spirituality or yoga or anything like that. You're going to start feeling something happening in your heart, a warmth, overwhelming feeling, like something here is going to start becoming sensitive. It was sensitive down there, but now it's going up, like, oh my God, I feel alive again. I love talking to people. Oh my God, where was this feeling before? Where was it before? Wow. When you get there, there's no, you're gonna remember when you're alone and stuck in your room or in your house or whatever, on your computer or on your phone or whatever, and just obsessed with porn, feeling lonely, depressed, miserable. And you're going to think back and you're going to be like, wow, that was me? You would not believe that was you, because now you are functioning from a higher frequency, from a higher dimension, which is the heart. And it is the heart that connects. Whenever we speak about connecting with others, connecting with life, it is the heart that opens, that radiates something. And believe me, it is contagious. Others will feel it, and others will want to gravitate too. And it is just such a healing power that it just brings people to that dimension as well. A lot of people are stuck down there. When you do this to people, when you connect, when you give them a chance, a lot of people are not able to connect, or that's what they think. They don't think that they're able to connect, so they stay alone. But when you give them a opportunity to connect, when you approach them. Don't approach them in the hope of, oh my God, I hope I'm not rejected. There's no such thing as rejection. When you're connected to life, nothing can reject you because you got life. When you're connected, when you open your heart, just open your heart, not to one person, you just open it to life. You're just available to life, available to the divine, available to God, just available, just thankful, grateful. Oh my God, I'm so happy to be alive. I'm just, here I am. It's such a beautiful feeling. There is no such thing as rejection at that time. At that time, even if someone rejects you, like doesn't answer you back or whatever, they're not rejecting you, they're rejecting themselves, believe me. They're rejecting themselves. And you should feel sorry for them. You should not despise them or even feel bitter towards them. Really, you shouldn't. Because they don't know what they just missed. They missed the opportunity to live again, to smile again, to laugh again, to connect again. Because a lot of people need that today. And we know that there's a whole wave, a whole cultural wave going on today. The modern new wave of things promotes loneliness. You don't need anyone. You don't need anyone. They tell men, you don't need a woman. They tell women, you don't need a man. They tell people, you don't need friends. But we do. We need each other. And there's nothing shameful about that. Because I've had people tell me, oh, I don't like the word need. Really? You don't like the word need? Because when, a long time ago when I expressed to this girl that I used to love, I need you. Oh, I don't like this word, need. People are sick. People have complexes, have issues. You don't need? Really? You don't need love? Are you sure? Are you sure you don't need love? Well, you certainly need food. You certainly need to laugh, to smile. You certainly need to be happy. You certainly need to have some level of peace. You certainly need a good night's sleep every night. So you're saying you don't need friends? You don't need people at all? And maybe you don't. Maybe you don't. Maybe you found a way to live without all those things. But tell me something. Are you really fulfilled? Are you really happy? Most of the time, the vast majority of the time, the answer will be no. Because you can see those people. They're unwilling to admit even to themselves that they need help, that they need something, that they need. It is a weakness. For them, they think it's a weakness to say, I need someone, I need you, I need friends, I need. Actually, when you are unable to admit that you need, that is where the true weakness lies. Oh, I'm not even willing to say I need. That just shows how badly you're in need. You know what I mean? That shows how badly you're messed up and how you're greatly in need of help. And that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Because we all need each other. No man is an island. Do you remember that quote from back then? No man is an island. That means no one stands alone. Even when you don't know people. You see, it's not even about people. It's about life. People or human beings are meant to be the highest expression of life, at least the highest potential, how do you say that? The highest, most potential expression of life on this planet. But we need communion. Whether it's in church, whether it's in nature, whether it's in a community. We need communion with life. We need communion with, with people, because otherwise, you may survive with a heart of stone. You may survive with a closed heart. You may, of course, but you will not live. Believe me, you will not live. In order to live, in order to be alive, truly alive, in the real sense of the word, open your heart. Because once you open your heart, you will want to connect. So you see, we were talking about sexuality, and see where we got here now? Because it's connected. When you are, so coming back, when you open your heart, and you just connect with life once again, because when you open your heart, you want to connect. It becomes such a joy to connect with people, with, of course, with life, all life, animals, nature, but with people as well. And when you're in that state, believe me, you will not be struggling with sex anymore. Believe me. With all these sick perversions that they put on us. First, they make us weak. They tell us that we don't need anybody. They make us they tell us to be alone. You don't have to go meet your family. If you're 18, just get out of your house. Do whatever you want. Work, be a slave, get your money and do whatever you want. Don't listen to anybody, blah, 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 blah. And then once you're lonely, they're like, oh, it's okay to watch porn. It's healthy to masturbate. Just do it as much as you feel like it. That's what the science says. And then when you're lonely, of course, you want some sense of comfort. So what do you look for? Food and sex. And then it's readily available. Fast food is there and fast sex is there. And you indulge in it, and you indulge, and you indulge, and you indulge. The more you indulge, the more miserable you become. The more miserable you become, the more you indulge, and on it goes, creating a vicious cycle that seems to have no end. All this, why? Because your heart has been closed. Your heart has been closed without you even realizing it. You know what I like to do sometimes? I love doing this sometimes, man. It's so fun. And I've been doing it like recently. I've been just feeling like, man, I want to go back and watch those old cartoons that I used to watch when I was a kid. Like Tom and Jerry. Like like some Walt Disney classics. Man, you don't know how, I mean, I don't know if you guys tried it before, but please try it. Especially if you're like in your 30s or even older. Man, if you do that, trust me, it's like it's like a warm hug, bro. It's like just so cozy. It's a really nice feeling. Because it reminds you of those days where you were living in innocence. And it's so beautiful. It's so overwhelming. It's so emotional. It can even make you cry. Tears of not really pain, but mostly of joy. Like you feel like you're coming back home again. Because when you're a child, you're more home. You're more at home with yourself and with God and with nature and with the universe and with life as a whole than you are now, because a lot of people have been corrupted. They've been corrupted. And that's why our new habits have become all these toxic behaviors. They use natural things to take us out, to take us away from the natural. Sex is natural, but they distort it and take you away from the natural. Food is natural. We need food, but they distort it with chemicals and this and that, unhealthy kind of stuff. Sedated with taste, invading your taste buds with all these chemicals. Now food has become a weapon against you. Now food is making you less healthy, less happy, less fulfilled, less nourished. Now food does not nourish your soul anymore. It does not even nourish your body. What am I talking about? It doesn't even nourish your body, much less your soul. And now you can't even remember the last time you felt connected to anything. Because why? Your heart also has memory. If your heart closes, you will not remember these things, these days, the days of your innocence. But when you allow your heart to open again, you see, when you connect with people, that's why I'm telling you, get out there. Because once you get out there and you start to connect, you make the little effort to connect. Now your heart is going to start to glow a little bit. And the more it glows, the more you're going to remember. Your heart is going to remember, wow, I remember this feeling. I don't remember the last time, oh my God, it was that long? Wow, hey, I want to feel more of this. I want to feel more of this. Where can I, and it just opens up and it just radiates more. And now you feel like you want to cry. Because where was this feeling? Where was I? Where was my heart? Who stole my heart? Like that Tracy Chapman song. Who stole your heart? Or who closed your heart? I forgot. I think it was who stole your heart. So, who stole your heart, locked it away. Oh man, it's really sad. But you can't even notice how sad it is until you open your heart. Because without opening your heart, you're not even going to feel the sadness. A lot of people close their heart because they don't want to feel the sadness. But you know what? In order to feel the love that you need, in order to feel the happiness and the fulfillment that you need to go through the sadness that you yourself created for yourself. A lot of people close their heart because they run away from the sadness. No, embrace the sadness, because you know what? Behind that sadness is where you will find all the love that you've always dreamed of. Not in the form of a man or a woman, not necessarily, but your capacity to love will open up again. Because to find love with someone else, you need to first recognize love within you. You see, a lot of people make that mistake. They close their heart. Now the other becomes an addiction. That is what becomes their idea of love. I want the other because, oh my God, I want to be loved. I just want that feeling of someone loving me, because without you doing the necessary work to open up the love within you, because that's the key. When you open up the love within you, you radiate love. And this is not an excuse to say, because you're radiating love, you don't need someone else. No. You know love now. Now that you know love, you can feel love even if you're alone. But because you know love now you can recognize love even in the other. And boy, when you know love within yourself, man, that is when you have the best chance to finding love in the other person, in someone else. Yes. So don't listen to these people who are telling you, just love yourself. Just love yourself. You don't need anyone to love you, or you don't need to love anyone else. Just love yourself. This is another distortion of what I just said. This is another distortion. See, earlier, just like I said, they distort food and turn it into a weapon against you. They distort sex and turn it into a weapon against you. Now they're trying to distort love and turn it into a weapon against you. But like I said before, like I used to say, there are a few things in life which are very hard to fight. If you try to fight love and truth, these two things, they're the most powerful things in the universe. Love and truth. Why are they the most powerful? Because the more you try to fight love or truth, the more you create a reaction against, hey, why are you trying to fight love? No. Resistance. This is why the system today, this is why the matrix today, I mean, they're fighting a whole lot of things, saying, oh no, this is forbidden. You can't do this, you can't do that. But they cannot say you cannot love. They cannot say don't love. Love is bad. They cannot say that, because once they say that, it'll awaken something within you. It'll wake you up. Hey, what? Maybe you were asleep before. Yeah, everything's bad. Yeah, what? Love is bad. What? Love? What? Love is bad? What? Who said that? What are you talking about? Love is bad. Hey, what are you It wakes you up. You cannot fight love directly. Just like you cannot fight truth directly. That's why there are lies. You see, lies are deceptions that go around truth. You cannot go against truth like this and say, hey, we are against truth. We don't want you to know the truth. When someone says to you, we don't want you to know the truth, or we are against truth, that's it. Everyone's going to get up in arms. What? You guys don't want us to know the truth? How dare you? And we're going to go to war against their ass. But what do? Oh, no, this is the truth. Not this. No, this is the truth. We're not against the truth. We're just telling you where the truth is. Trust the science, you know? These are the experts. They know the truth. Of course we love truth. We don't hate truth. Because truth can destroy them, and they know it. Love can destroy them, and they know it. You see, in the Bible, they say God is truth, and they also say God is love. These two things, truth and love, are extremely powerful aspects of the divine God, Creator, which no one can destroy. One can try to deviate it, you know, go around it, but no one can confront it. No one can confront love, confront truth, and even have a fight with them, because their light is way too powerful. You will only destroy yourself in the process if you try to fight love and if you try to fight truth. So what are they doing to us? They are making us deviate around love and around truth. They are distorting our vision of love and our vision of truth. So once you get there again, once you get to love, okay, so let's get back to love now. Once you open up your heart to love, man, it's over. It's over. You're no longer a slave. You're no longer a slave. And one thing I don't agree with Sadhguru is, he said they don't work with the anahata, with the heart. Oh, because he says where people can get stuck there. It can drive you crazy, haha, whatever. That's why he's not a really loving guru. That's why he's a really cold guru, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people come to him with tears and they want to feel, they want something to awaken their love, but he just gives them a cold answer. He did that to me too. I'll talk about that more in another video. And he does that on purpose. It's not like he's dumb or something. He just does that on purpose. He doesn't want to encourage love to grow. And I think that's very unfortunate, because love is immensely powerful. He seems to still have some fear, like, oh my God, love can, you know, because he's a Virgo, and I know when Virgos love, they go crazy, like they become super toxic in love. Super possessive. They just want it to be all about them. I know that. I've dated Virgos. I even have a very good friend who's a Virgo, a guy. And he's like that. He told me that too, that they're like that. When they love, they become toxic when they love. So it's not surprising to me that Sadhguru, although he is enlightened, and I do consider him enlightened, but he's still a Virgo and he still has those traits. And so even though he's been beyond being a Virgo and all these things, but the trait, the residue is there. So I can see why someone like him would be against love. Oh, no. He just always ridicules love. When someone cries tears of, he just, just brushes it off. And that's very messed up. That's very painful to those who have their heart open to him. When someone opens their heart to you, Sadhguru, they are coming with extreme vulnerability. When you just brush it off or give them a lousy joke to like ridicule their love, it's very painful, unnecessarily painful to them. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Please, that is a mistake. With all due respect, that is a mistake. And so this is my answer, which Sadhguru did not even answer. My answer about sexuality. Just come back to your heart. Come back to your heart. Learn to connect with life, with people. Don't be afraid to go through the sadness. Those tears of sadness, when you start opening your heart again, that will come. Behind them, there's a great deal of joy. I was reading the Bible this morning, I guess, or I think it was this morning, yeah. In the book of John, it says this. I think it was the letter of John or the book of John, one of them, where Jesus says, you will go through immense misery or immense sorrow or something like that. But don't worry, because behind that, you will find immense joy that no one can take away from you. I forgot the verse. I would love to find it and show you, but I'll just end up looking forever. I don't know. But I have to check that out again. And that just really spoke to me so much, because it's true. When you open your heart, yeah, you're gonna cry. Yeah, you're gonna feel pain. But you know what? That pain is not a negative pain. Not all pain is negative. That pain is a purification. It's like when you have a wound. It's healing. But while it's healing, it's painful. But it's not going to be painful forever. It's painful because it's healing. And then the healing gets more and more, and then the pain gets less and less, and then it's healed completely. And now the pain, it's like it's never been there. So, opening your heart, allowing yourself to live again, allowing yourself to love again, to not fear love, to not fear showing love or receiving love, or even being love. All these things about sexuality will be handled by nature. By nature. You don't need to try to handle your sexuality. You can't stay in your sexuality with your heart closed and try to handle it. You have to open your heart. When you open your heart, you will see the energy that was there, that was consuming you sexually, is going to start to find expression through other means, through means of connecting with life, with people, with yourself, and with God. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. So guys, thank you so much for watching my videos. If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Consider subscribing if you like my content. Please keep your comments in the comment section. Tell me whatever you want to tell me. express whatever you want to express, share whatever you want to share, and please don't hesitate to ask me any questions or suggest any videos or any topic that you'd like me to cover. So once again, my name is Omar Shekli. Thank you very much for being here. I know this was a long video, almost an hour. I didn't expect it to be this long, but as you can see, there was a lot to say about this about this topic, and I hope it was of some help to you. And yeah, thank you very much. And guys, if you have Instagram, if you want to follow me on Instagram, please follow me on Instagram at warrior.lineage. And you know, I'm setting up a Patreon so that people can connect with me and help out and, you know, send donations and stuff like that, because I know that will be helpful and much appreciated. But yeah, I'll let you guys know, and I'll definitely, once I have it set, I'll definitely put it in the description of this video and of other videos to come. So guys, take good care of yourselves. I love you. Thank you so much for watching my videos. God bless you all. In Jesus' name, in Buddha name, in Muhammad name, whoever you love and worship, please let them take you to the one divine creator of life. Thank you very much.